Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks like nothing more than an ordinary penny. A coin you might have passed over countless times in change, tossed into a jar, or even dropped on the ground without a second thought. Now, imagine learning that this same coin could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even millions of dollars, depending on its rarity, condition, and minting errors. That's the world we're stepping into today as we dive deep into the story of the 1975 Lincoln Cent, a coin that on the surface seems common, yet holds the potential to be a hidden treasure in your pocket. If you thought a penny couldn't change your life, this might just make you think again. The Lincoln Cent has been part of American history for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By the mid-1970s, it had already become one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. The 1975 penny belongs to the Memorial Reverse Series, which was first introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears design. The Memorial Reverse was created to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 50th anniversary of his memorial in Washington, D.C. From 1959 until 2008, this design graced the back of the Lincoln Cent, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. In 1975, the Lincoln Cent was struck at two major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins produced in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, while those struck in Denver bore the small D mint mark on the obverse, just below the date. The San Francisco Mint also produced proof coins, which were struck in much smaller numbers for collectors. These proof coins often display sharp details and mirror-like finishes, making them stand out from the circulation strikes. While the majority of 1975 cents are still only worth face value, some of these coins can hold extraordinary value depending on rarity, demand, and condition. One of the reasons the 1975 penny has become so intriguing to collectors is because of the possibility of errors and varieties. Coin errors can occur during the minting process and often create unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. A 1975 penny with a major error could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For instance, coins with double die-obverse features, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die, are highly sought after. These doubled features often appear on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, making them noticeable even without magnification. Another rare error is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin blank wasn't properly aligned during striking. The more dramatic the off-center, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another area of interest lies in condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor 1 to mint state 70, with higher grades representing coins that are well preserved, sharp in detail, and free of wear. Most 1975 pennies you'll find in circulation will show significant wear, reducing their value to just 1 cent. However, a 1975 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded MS-65 or higher, can fetch considerably more. Collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins that retain their original luster, have minimal marks, and showcase sharp details. For proof coins struck in San Francisco, the highest grades with perfect mirror-like fields can command strong prices at auctions. What makes the 1975 Lincoln Cent especially fascinating is that while billions were produced, only a small percentage have survived in the kind of condition that collectors demand. That's why searching through rolls of pennies or checking old collections can still yield treasures today. Imagine finding a 1975 penny with a dramatic double die error, or a proof coin with a rare cameo contrast in perfect grade. These coins could easily sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, and in rare cases, certain unique errors can push values into the tens of thousands. To give an example, some rare Lincoln Cents from surrounding years have already proven their worth. The famous 1972 double die cent is one of the most well-known errors, with some examples selling for over $10,000. The 1970 small date cent in high grades has also reached into the thousands. With that kind of collector demand, the 1975 cent remains on the radar for enthusiasts who search tirelessly for rare varieties and unique examples. If a new major error were to be discovered on a 1975 cent, its value could skyrocket into the millions, just as other rare coins have done in the past. Beyond errors and condition, the 1975 penny also serves as a snapshot of American history. The mid-1970s was a time of transition in the U.S., from political changes after Watergate to cultural shifts and economic challenges. Everyday coins like the Lincoln cent were part of the daily lives of millions of Americans. They bought newspapers, candy, or bus rides with pennies that now, decades later, might sit in collections or drawers waiting to be rediscovered. That's what makes numismatics, the study of coins, so exciting. Every coin carries a story that connects us to the past. Even if you're not a professional collector, checking your change for 1975 Lincoln cents can be worthwhile. With magnification and a little research, you can start spotting double dies, repunched mint marks, or other anomalies. Coin collecting doesn't always require a big investment. Sometimes the thrill is in the hunt, knowing that the next coin you inspect could be worth far more than 1 cent. For many, it's this excitement and the possibility of finding treasure in the ordinary that keeps them searching. The market for Lincoln cents remains strong, especially for rare varieties and high-grade examples. Auction houses regularly feature rare pennies that bring in staggering prices, and collectors are always hungry for coins that stand out. While a circulated 1975 penny may never be worth more than a cent, the right combination of rarity, error, and condition can make one of these coins the centerpiece of a collection. And in the world of numismatics, surprises are always possible. So, the next time you come across a 1975 Lincoln penny, don't dismiss it as just pocket change. Take a closer look, because that unassuming coin might just be the key to a hidden fortune. Millions of these coins were minted, but it only takes one rare variety, one error, or one perfectly preserved example to turn a single penny into a life-changing discovery. The 1975 Lincoln cent is proof that treasures don't always come in gold and silver. Sometimes they come disguised as the smallest coin in your pocket, waiting for the right eyes to recognize their true worth. A single penny, small, copper, and often overlooked. Yet this very coin, the Lincoln 1977 1-cent piece, has in some cases been linked to values reaching into the hundreds of thousands, and even claims of millions, depending on its condition, rarity, and error varieties. What if I told you that something resting quietly in your pocket, tossed into a drawer, or hidden in an old jar could hold the power to change your life? What if the coin you thought was worth 1 cent could actually unlock a fortune? That's the mystery and allure behind the Lincoln 1977 penny, a coin minted in the tens of millions, yet capable of turning ordinary collectors into lucky millionaires when rare varieties appear. The Lincoln cent has been part of American currency since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1977, the design was already a familiar staple in American wallets and change purses. Featuring Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, it seemed like just another common cent. But history shows us that even among billions of coins, extraordinary mistakes, unique features, and pristine conditions can elevate an ordinary penny into a prize worth more than most people could ever dream. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a small d; and San Francisco, with an S mark for proof coins. while the Philadelphia and Denver issues were minted by the hundreds of millions. The San Francisco proof coins were created in much smaller quantities, specially struck for collectors. Though most 1977 pennies trade hands for just a cent, under the right circumstances, these coins have fetched staggering amounts. The allure of the 1977 penny lies not only in its history, but in the details that separate a regular coin from a treasure. Condition is key. A 1977 penny in average, circulated condition is worth face value, but when found in mint state, with its luster untouched and its surface flawless, collectors will pay hundreds or even thousands. And when you move into the territory of rare error coins, those unusual accidents created during the minting process, the values skyrocket. Errors are the heartbeat of coin collecting. A double die, where the design is struck twice with a slight misalignment, can transform an ordinary penny into one worth tens of thousands. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other unusual minting mistakes make these coins highly desirable. For the 1977 Lincoln cent, collectors have reported striking errors that have sold for enormous sums, sometimes into six figures, depending on rarity and condition. Some collectors and sellers have even claimed auction sales approaching the $1 million range, driven by the frenzy of rare coin markets and the hunger of dedicated buyers seeking to own a one-of-a-kind piece. Think about the possibility for a moment that penny you pushed across a counter to buy a piece of candy, or the one you left in a jar years ago, could carry subtle differences invisible to the untrained eye. Under a magnifying glass, you might notice a doubled inscription, a misaligned strike, or a shine so pristine it looks untouched by time. That's the magic of coin collecting. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The overlooked becomes priceless. Auction records help illustrate the immense value these coins can achieve. While a standard 1977 penny in uncirculated condition might bring $20 to $50, a gem-quality coin, graded MS 67 or higher, can leap into the hundreds or thousands. Rare errors have commanded prices in the tens of thousands. And in the world of collecting, the stories of million-dollar pennies aren't myths. They are testaments to the rarity, condition, and historical weight that drive collectors into bidding wars. It's also worth understanding why pennies from the 1970s, including the 1977 issue, remain highly collectible. This was a decade of transition, just 2 years before the mint shifted penny composition from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc base in 1982. That makes every pre-1982 penny heavier, richer in metal content, and inherently more desirable. Copper has value on its own, but when coupled with rarity, condition, and errors, the 1977 penny becomes a symbol of numismatic fortune. For example, a 1977 D penny in near-perfect condition has been graded at top levels by professional grading services and sold for thousands. The 1977 S-proof coins, when preserved carefully, also fetch significant sums. Collectors pay high premiums for coins with deep cameo contrasts, where Lincoln's profile shines against a mirror-like background. These are not just coins. They are miniature works of art, and collectors pay accordingly. But the crown jewel of the 1977 penny series lies in the rarest errors. A dramatic double-die verse, where Lincoln's profile and inscriptions are duplicated, can instantly catapult a coin's value. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, create a coin unlike any other. Some rare pieces struck on the wrong metal planchet, using a blank intended for a different denomination, can command staggering amounts at auction. It is here, in the world of error coins, where million-dollar values become a reality. Stories circulate of coin dealers and collectors stumbling upon these treasures in pocket change or coin rolls. The thrill of discovery fuels the market. Every jar of pennies, every handful of change, every old roll stored away, has the potential to hold a fortune. And the 1977 penny, often dismissed as ordinary, continues to surprise collectors with its hidden gems. The truth is, most people will pass by these coins every single day without a second thought. They'll spend them, ignore them, or let them gather dust in drawers. But for those who pay attention, who study the details and search patiently, the rewards can be life-changing. The Lincoln 1977 penny is proof that fortune hides in plain sight, waiting for those with sharp eyes and persistence to uncover it. Think of the excitement when a collector places a rare 1977 penny under the bright lights of an auction. The bidding starts modestly, hundreds at first, then thousands, as eager buyers raise their hands. The tension rises, the coin gleaming under the spotlight. Numbers soar, collectors battle, and in the end, the hammer falls at a price no one could have predicted. That single cent has transformed into a financial windfall, a $1 million story, and a priceless piece of history. That's the power of the 1977 Lincoln penny. What looks like an ordinary coin can carry within it the potential for extraordinary wealth. It's not just about copper and design. It's about history, chance, and the relentless pursuit of rarity. And who knows, perhaps the next time you glance at a penny in your hand, it won't just be 1 cent. It could be the key to unlocking a treasure beyond your wildest expectations. A small piece of copper in your pocket could secretly be worth millions, and most people walk right past it without even knowing. Yes, I'm talking about the Lincoln 1981 1-cent coin, a tiny piece of American history that could hold the key to a fortune. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just another penny that has been tossed, dropped, or forgotten in countless drawers and piggy banks. But within this year, hidden rarities, minting errors, and unique details have transformed some of these coins into treasures worth far more than a single cent. Collectors have paid staggering amounts for the right coin, and the truth is, anyone could be holding one right now without realizing its potential value. The Lincoln cent of 1981 comes with a story that links history, craftsmanship, and the turning point of American coinage. Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which first appeared on the cent in 1909, was still present on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. But 1981 was significant because it was the final full year the U.S. Mint struck Lincoln cents, primarily in copper. From 1909 until mid-1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a distinct weight and sound. After 1982, the Mint switched to copper-plated zinc, a cheaper alternative that drastically changed the feel and durability of the coin. That alone makes the 1981 penny historically important. It represents the last era of solid copper cents before the transition. Collectors prize this year as the final chapter of traditional penny production, making high-quality specimens from 1981 highly sought after. Within the 1981 series, multiple variations and mint marks exist. Coins were struck at Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark for proof coins. Each mint had differences in strike quality, finish, and rarity. The Philadelphia strikes are the most common, but pristine examples graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can reach incredible prices at auction. Denver minted cents are also plentiful, but certain errors, such as double dies or misaligned strikes, elevate their value into thousands of dollars. The San Francisco proof coins, especially the ones featuring rare minting varieties, can command staggering sums when in pristine condition. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1981 penny lies in the proof sets. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in two distinct variations of the S mint mark, the Type 1 and the Type 2. The Type 1 features a more filled-in S, while the Type 2 displays a sharper and clearer S. Collectors often pursue the Type 2 because of its relative rarity and superior design clarity. Proof coins from this year, especially in perfect grades like PR70 Deep Cameo, have sold for thousands of dollars. It's not just about owning a penny. It's about holding a perfect artifact of history, frozen in flawless preservation. Errors add another layer of excitement to the 1981 penny story. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong in the striking process, creating coins that deviate from the standard. These mistakes, instead of being scrapped, sometimes make it into circulation and become highly collectible. For the 1981 cent, error types include double die obverses, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and broad strikes. A double die penny can reveal doubled features in Lincoln's portrait, or the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. Off-center strikes show the design misaligned, leaving parts of the coin blank. Such errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Collectors also pay close attention to the coin's grade, which refers to its condition. A well-worn 1981 penny might only be worth face value, but one preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition could be worth far more. The Sheldon Coin Grading Scale, ranging from 1 to 70, determines how much a coin can sell for. Coins that grade MS 67 or higher are exceedingly rare for 1981, and these high-grade survivors are the ones that sell for jaw-dropping prices at auction. Some have crossed the $5,000 to $10,000 mark, and even more when combined with special varieties or proof distinctions. The beauty of the 1981 penny's value lies in its accessibility. Unlike some rare coins that only exist in museums or private collections, the 1981 cent was minted in the billions. That means countless examples are still out there, in jars, drawers, and collections across America. Anyone could stumble across one, and with the right eye, that 1 cent coin could suddenly transform into a life-changing discovery. The thrill of searching for these treasures keeps collectors and enthusiasts constantly examining their change, their savings, and even inherited coin jars. Another layer of fascination with the 1981 penny is its role in the transition to zinc cents. In 1982, when the switch occurred, the U.S. Mint had to adjust its dies and production methods. The 1981 penny, therefore, represents the last stable year of copper production before everything changed. That makes it not only valuable, but symbolic. A link to over 7 decades of American coinage tradition. For many collectors, it's not just about monetary value, but about holding the closing chapter of a story that began in 1909. When people hear about a coin worth millions, they often think it must be ancient, rare, or locked away in a vault. But the 1981 penny proves otherwise. It teaches us that everyday objects, overlooked by most, can carry hidden value. Coins like these remind us that wealth and history can be found in the smallest, simplest places. And in a world where millions of these pennies were struck, the challenge lies in finding the few that break the mold. The perfect grade, the flawless strike, the unique error. Those are the coins that have shocked the numismatic world, with prices climbing into unimaginable territory. So, the next time you come across a 1981 Lincoln cent, don't dismiss it as just another penny. Look closer at the details, examine the mint mark, check for errors, and consider the condition. That tiny piece of copper in your hand could be worth more than you ever thought possible. Somewhere out there, in someone's pocket or jar, lies a coin that collectors would pay a fortune to own. And maybe, just maybe, that coin is waiting for you to discover it. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks so ordinary, so common, that most people wouldn't even glance at it twice. Yet hidden within that little piece of copper could be a life-changing fortune worth millions. The Lincoln 1984 1-cent coin is one of those mysterious treasures. It's a coin that people dismiss as pocket change. Yet collectors and experts know the truth. Certain variations of this coin can transform a simple penny into a fortune, a key to unlocking unimaginable wealth. For anyone who has ever dreamed of stumbling across a hidden treasure, The story of the 1984 Lincoln cent is proof that sometimes the greatest riches are hiding in plain sight. The Lincoln cent has always carried a powerful legacy, tracing its origins back to 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, this small copper piece became more than just currency. It became a symbol of American history, patriotism, and craftsmanship. But by 1984, subtle changes in minting technology, die preparation, and mass production created opportunities for errors that would later make certain coins from that year some of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. At first glance, the 1984 Lincoln cent seems ordinary. On the obverse, you see the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design so iconic that it has lasted for over a century. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, carefully detailed, stands as a testament to national pride. Millions upon millions of these coins were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, flooding into circulation as everyday currency. But among these countless coins lies a hidden few, with dramatic minting errors that collectors crave. One of the most famous and valuable 1984 cents is the double die obverse variety. This error occurred when the hub imprinting Lincoln's portrait onto the die pressed slightly off, creating a doubled image. Unlike faint or minor doubling, the 1984 double die variety shows clear, bold doubling, especially noticeable in Lincoln's ear. It's as if the president himself had been sculpted with a ghostly second ear, a mistake that turned an ordinary penny into a rare collectible. For collectors, this isn't just a curiosity, it's a jackpot. Depending on condition, this variety can sell for hundreds, thousands, and in pristine, top-graded form, even more. What makes this coin so fascinating isn't just the error itself, but the fact that it managed to slip into circulation unnoticed. For years, people spent these coins without realizing their hidden worth. Imagine the irony. Someone once bought a candy bar or paid a parking meter with a penny that could today be worth a staggering sum. That is the true magic of the 1984 Lincoln cent. It hides wealth in the everyday, turning pocket change into a treasure chest. Collectors and treasure hunters are constantly on the lookout for high-grade examples of the 1984 cent. While circulated pieces can still command attention, uncirculated coins, especially those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can soar to extraordinary values. A perfectly preserved mint-state double die obverse can cross into the realm of thousands of dollars. And in the high-stakes world of auctions, bidding wars can push the value to numbers that boggle the mind. The dream, of course, is stumbling upon a flawless gem hiding in a forgotten jar of coins or tucked away in a roll from the bank. The key to identifying the valuable 1984 penny is in the details. Collectors are taught to look closely at Lincoln's ear. Under magnification, the double die variety reveals a distinct second outline, almost like an echo of the first. To the untrained eye, it might go unnoticed, but to a sharp observer, it's a golden signal that you've struck treasure. The thrill of discovery comes from knowing that millions of people have handled these coins and overlooked them, while one lucky person may recognize the hidden mark of rarity. But rarity alone isn't what creates million-dollar coins. It's the combination of scarcity, demand, and condition. In the world of numismatics, collectors pay premiums not just for errors, but for the quality of preservation. A coin fresh from the mint, with sharp details and untouched surfaces, can be exponentially more valuable than a worn coin that has passed through countless hands. That is why coin grading has become an essential part of determining the true worth of a 1984 cent. Beyond the double die variety, there are also other minor anomalies and minting quirks from that year that intrigue specialists. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks can all add layers of uniqueness and value to a 1984 penny. While not every error reaches the same legendary status, Each represents the unpredictable beauty of coin production, where human oversight and machine precision collide to create accidental masterpieces. For those who dream of finding one of these treasures, the journey often begins with simple curiosity. Maybe it's a dusty coin jar in the attic, a roll of pennies from the bank, or loose change on the dresser. Every coin becomes a mystery waiting to be solved. Every date and mint mark a potential clue to hidden wealth. The 1984 Lincoln cent represents the possibility that extraordinary value can be hiding in the most ordinary places. When stories emerge of certain 1984 cents selling for thousands of dollars at auction, they ignite the imagination. People rush to examine their coins, wondering if they too are holding a fortune. And while not every 1984 cent is rare, the possibility that one might be is enough to inspire treasure hunters worldwide. That possibility transforms every penny into a symbol of hope, luck, and discovery. Think about it. A single cent designed to represent the smallest unit of currency, capable of reaching values in the thousands or more. It's the ultimate underdog story. And in the case of a flawless, high-grade double die of verse, the numbers can climb so high that the coin's worth rivals luxury cars, houses, or even the dreams of financial freedom. That's why some collectors refer to these rare pennies as million-dollar coins. Because in the right market, with the right demand, the potential for astonishing returns is very real. The 1984 Lincoln cent teaches us a lesson beyond numismatics. It reminds us not to dismiss the ordinary, because hidden within the ordinary can be the extraordinary. Just like people, objects, and opportunities in life, value isn't always visible on the surface. Sometimes it takes a closer look, a sharper eye, and a willingness to see what others have missed to uncover life-changing treasure. So the next time you pick up a penny, don't ignore it. Don't toss it aside. That little coin could carry a secret. It could hold a story worth millions. And if it happens to be the 1984 double die cent, you may just find yourself holding the fortune of a lifetime. Because in the world of coins, history, rarity, and passion combine to turn copper into gold, and an ordinary penny into a priceless treasure.